started about 4 years ago. I found out I was going to be a dad, and I started my Sad Zilla project, and ever since then, it was about actually 5 years actually. Ever since then, I've had this constant grind mindset where it is just go, go, go constantly. And, I think a big part of it is my ADHD or something. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD or anything. I've never had a diagnosis, but I have a feeling that that's probably what it is. Because even when I'm doing the most, like going so far as the amount of work that I'm putting in, like pushing myself to my absolute limit, I will, or more rather, my brain will tell me that I should do something more. That what I'm doing currently, you got this. This is easy. You should do something else. You should pile something else on top of that. Like, let's say, as you guys know, I'm releasing a song every single day for the entire year on all platforms, and I post content on YouTube and on TikTok or whatever. It's like, you don't have to do one video. You can do 2 videos. You don't have to do 4 TikToks. Why not make it 8 TikToks? Because there's this constant feeling that, like, I'm trying to catch up with myself and then beat myself, almost. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I've been feeling lately, and it's like my mind is just going constantly, and I can't break out of whatever is going on in here. It keeps me chained up somehow. It's so weird. I don't know how to explain it, but maybe I need therapy or something. I don't know what the answer is, but it has really taken a toll on me. Recently, I decided that I was no longer going to continue the 365 project. I talked about this on my social media a little bit and here and there, but I haven't really touched about it on this channel yet. So if you guys were following that journey, here's your update. And the reason that I decided to stop is because it was taking a toll not on just my mental, but my physical as well. I felt my body breaking down. I was falling into bad habits, eating the wrong things, not really, getting active anymore, feeling like I was, I'm 36 years old, so I'm getting old already. So I was not doing myself any favors, and I felt like the stress of the project, this wasn't even about creating, it was about the scheduling and keeping up with everything. It was this weight on my shoulders that was it was just keeping me down, and I was just like, it was just too much to take. And I decided, to cut it off, and right now scheduled is the last set of songs for May. And after that, it will be over, and it will hit about 150 songs in a row, which is great. And I'm proud of it. Don't get me wrong. But, I had to stop. And you're probably curious about, why did you even do this? What did it equal out to? And that's another thing, I started the project at about 138,000 monthly listeners or something like that over the course of dropping a song every single day, which the streams have been fine for the most part, though every single compilation it feels like it kind of goes down a little bit and performs less, which is crazy because I was putting more time and attention and focus into the songs, and I was spending more time and working harder on the songs, which because people would criticize me, they're like, oh, you're just getting these songs out and they sound like they're, maybe, you would have some people criticize and say like, oh, these aren't your best songs or whatever. And so I put more work into the other songs, even at keeping that pace and everything. And the songs were getting better. I was getting better as an artist, and somehow it performs worse. Like there are songs from the first month that are still performing better than the ones that I'm doing right now, which is it's just crazy. And so, not to get off too much of a tangent, but over the course of this entire time, I've gone and dropped about 10 to 15,000 monthly listeners. Releasing a song every single day lost me listeners. And it wasn't because quality control or anything like that. It is not that. It is not, oh, like, this guy, I listened to a song of his and I just didn't like it, so now I'm not going to listen to him anymore. That's not how it goes. No, it was because people were listening to the new stuff and the old stuff was getting pushed back. So stuff that was getting pushed, to radio and things like that, normally are now getting replaced by new songs that are getting pushed there. So hopefully these songs find life in the future, but for right now, it's just been a constant downward trend. And so it's just, you feel like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And it wasn't even about the numbers. It really wasn't. It was just about, accomplishing this goal that I set out. But just the fact that was even a factor is just crazy. It was, now I know, now I know. And that's why I did it. It was an experiment. And I did it, and I got the answer that I want. And we'll talk a little bit later about where I'm going next and what I'm doing next and where the channel is going and what we'll be doing in the future. But I just wanted to, talk to you guys a little bit about that. Because, in the end, back to the grind mindset and everything, the reason I do all of this is because I found out I was going to be a father. Because I found out that I was going to not only just be responsible for my now wife, but a family, a child. A group of people are now relying on me. 2 people, human beings, are relying on me to support them. And so it wasn't even like, oh, I need to do this so that I can blow up and, be financially stable or whatever. No, because I believe in my heart of hearts that even if I accomplished a goal, if it blew up or whatever, it wouldn't stop there. It wouldn't stop there. It wouldn't be good enough. It would always have to be something else, because up here is telling me that I can do more, and therefore I should do more. And it's such a weird thing to experience. I don't know how to best to explain it, but in the end I need to find out what brings me joy, what actually brings me joy. Because I love creating, but it's not everything, right? And that's what brings me to this channel. I needed to take a step back and figure out what's working and what's draining me, right? What is actually giving me joy and what's taking that joy away? What feels like it's a chore versus what feels like, fun, I guess. Cutting out the stuff that doesn't bring value to me or anybody else, and focusing and doubling down on the things that do fuel and actually help others as well as myself and my family. And that's why I'm making this video. That's why I'm talking to you guys right now. I had to look at, YouTube in this space and everything that goes with it. And what is it about YouTube that attracts me? I don't want to do YouTube videos where I'm editing videos all day and trying to make, the best hook to hook you guys in and keep you guys interested in this video all the way through. Like, I'm not trying to clickbait people. I just want to talk to you guys. I want to have somebody to communicate with about the things that are going on in my head. And I love talking about music marketing, and that's the reason that I even made this channel in the first place. And music marketing is a huge part of what I can talk about. Music marketing all day, and that's what you want, right? And so I'm going to be doing videos like this, like where I'm just talking to you guys and you guys can hear, where I'm at, what I'm feeling, and it's therapeutic for me. I can step back and I can sit down and I can get this stuff off of my chest so that I can feel like I'm not the only one, right? I'm not alone in this. And it gives me joy doing that. What doesn't give me joy is trying to be a YouTuber. What gives me joy is talking to you guys about the things that I enjoy and about stuff like this, right? And so, music marketing, that is the focus of this channel, and we will do more of that. Just the artist experience in general. So as far as like where the channel is going, that is where the channel is going, and I wanted to let you guys know about that, right? And that brings me to my next point, where I'm going with the 365 project. And don't, before you skip away, I this is not going to be too self-indulgent. I just want to let you guys know what I'm doing so that you guys can understand my mindset moving forward, and not necessarily, like, don't take this as like, oh, don't release a song every single day, it doesn't work, and all this or whatever, which, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. But when I talk about music marketing on this channel, and this is how you should take music marketing advice on YouTube in general, remember that everybody's experience is different. You can learn from my experience and you can try things and hopefully you find your answer for what works for you. But I don't want you to take this as gospel, okay? Just because I'm doing what I'm about to talk to you guys about doesn't mean that that's the right way to do it. Doesn't mean that that's what you should do, okay? I'm here to experiment. I'm here to really like do something different and try different things to excel in the industry, right? And so, like, don't just take it as gospel, okay? This is just strictly me. So let me tell you. So, this is how I kind of work it in my mind. So I was releasing a song every single day for the entire year. 150 songs is where it's going to end. But the main thing that I heard is like, oh, quality over quantity, right? And I was putting quantity before quality. And even though, like I said, I put more time and effort into some of those songs, still didn't pan out the way that I wanted. And how I want to move forward is I don't want deadlines anymore. I'm done with deadlines. The goal is to release weekly. Okay? That's the goal. But the thing is that I'm not setting those deadlines. If I miss something, it's fine. Okay? I've been releasing weekly for the past few years, okay? So the goal can be release every single week, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to get down on myself because I didn't release that week, okay? Because I'm not trying to keep up some kind of, trend or whatever, right? As long as I am creating something that is special to me and that relates to my audience and relates to, the human experience, I guess you could say, in some sort of way, that's what I want, right? I want to bring people in like that. When I started Sun Broku, my metal project, there's no pressure when you're starting a new project. And that's how I felt when I started that. And, I just created what sounded good to me. And then it started working. And then I started creating more. And how I would kind of approach that is I would create a song, and then I wouldn't even maybe even finish a song, but I would have like a hook or something like that, a chorus, and then I would show that on TikTok, and then I would get people's kind of opinions about like, oh, like I like this, I don't like this, or whatever. And then I could be like, okay, like I'll release this. Let's go ahead and release it. And then we build it up and we release it. And let me tell you, that project, even though I have more monthly listeners as Sad Zilla, I look at that project today with as many streams as those songs have gotten on purely just TikTok alone and reels and stuff and short form content. That project is more successful than anything I've ever done. And it's because it doesn't matter if I'm releasing every single week. It doesn't matter if, it's, maybe one here on this month and then maybe like an album the next month. It doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is the music connecting. And that's a bubble that I'm trying to pop right now, where I'm realizing that you can get hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok on a song, and it can be about the song. But if that song does not connect to the person enough for them to go to Spotify and go to these streaming platforms or whatever and take the initiative to add it to their playlist and want to listen to it on repeat, if it does not connect to them in that way, the conversion is going to be pretty low. Okay, I've had multiple songs get hundreds of thousands of views, and it's about the song, right? And they're excited about the song, right? But it doesn't hit the same. There's something that just doesn't quite hit the same, and the conversion is so much lower than what something like Sunbroku would do, right? And it's just about, it's not even just about the quality of the song. It's about, does that song connect to the audience? Is it connecting? I recently saw this band recently. They're called The Paradox. They're on TikTok. They recently did this song that they've been advertising or whatever. And they have like this like old school like pop punk sound. And, they're performing this song. The video is very simple. Very, very simple. It just has like some lyrics on there. And it's just one steady shot of them just performing the song or whatever. And people are like, yo, this reminds me of my childhood. This sounds like it would be in like an old like, like this song sounds like it would be in a Disney movie, or like 10 Things I Hate About You, or this brings back like old pop punk vibes or whatever, right? And it's because that connected with those people so much, even if it just gets 150,000 views or whatever, the amount of people that are excited about that song, the conversion is going to be very high. And that's the difference, right? You can get 1 million views on a song and it convert to a few thousand on TikTok or on Spotify, right? And that's the difference. That's what I want you guys to know. That's what I want you guys to pay attention to, that it doesn't matter about the views on these social media platforms, as long as people, if people don't care about your song, then they don't care to go and, check it out somewhere else or whatever and check out the full song. So keep that in mind. Like, at the end of the day, you have to create something good, something compelling, something that is going to get people to, really dive into your stuff, right? And so that brings me to what I'm doing. I'm trying to slow down. I'm trying to really think about what I'm doing. Not like analysis paralysis, not like just sit there and not do anything, not, just twiddling my thumbs, trying to, wait for the motivation to create something or whatever. Like, no, I'm just saying that, like, if I'm going to create something, I'm going to create something that is not only special to me and, that relates to me, but something that, how can I translate something that relates to me that I can write about? How can I translate that to an audience, right? In a real, authentic way. And that is kind of like my goal. That is my goal moving forward. And just like, this conversation I'm having with you guys and the struggles that I'm showing, this is probably relatable to some people watching this. And that is something that I could write about. That is something that I could bring into a concept of a song, right? And so that's really what I want to do. And let me tell you, it's not that this is easy, okay? Let me tell you, this change, not easy, okay? You would think it would be easy to just stop making music, just stop, putting the song out every single day. It's fine. No, it was the hardest thing just to miss a week when I was releasing every single week. It was tough, right? And I never wanted to stop. Even after 3 years of doing it straight, I never wanted to stop. And that's why I started doing the 365 project. Just up the game, right? Do it even more. And now I'm stopping, basically not cold turkey, but going from a song every single day to weekly or bi-weekly is crazy to me. It feels weird. It feels wrong. And I'm sure that you guys can probably relate to that. Sometimes it feels like doing less feels wrong. Taking care of yourself somehow feels wrong. Looking out for your own, your own health and well-being feels wrong when you've just done everything for everybody else for so long, right? And so that's why, I'm making this video. That's why I'm making these changes, right? And why I don't care about the lighting on this being perfect, why I don't care about the audio being perfect, why I don't care about the perfect thumbnail or the perfect title. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber, guys. What I'm trying to be is helpful, bring you guys value, because it brings me value. It brings me joy knowing that I may have, helped you guys be better at what you do. And hopefully you guys find your audience like I have. And that is the whole point of this video. It's the whole point of this channel and everything. So where are we going with the channel? This is the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, because I think it's very important. Pretty soon, I'm working out the details right now, but I want to start doing some streams here and there. I want to talk about music marketing. I don't want to do reaction streams. I'm not trying to react to your music. The most value that I can get out of that or give you for that is, hey, go mix it better, or hey, you could have wrote this a little bit better. And usually it's songs that are already released. It's useless. It's useless information, and it's everywhere. And that's not what I want to do for you guys. I want to give you guys real value. If I'm going to do a music reaction, or I'm going to do a reaction stream, I'm going to react to your social media. I'm going to react to marketing and really dive into who you are as an artist, so that we can figure out like how best to market your stuff. Look at your stuff. Are you doing the right things? Are you making the right moves? Like, give you encouragement, whatever the case may be. And that is really what I'm obsessed with when it comes to music marketing talk. And the reason that I love talking about this stuff, the reason why I can just turn on this camera and talk all day about this stuff with you guys, because it is special to me. It is something that just I can just vomit this stuff out. It's on my brain all the time, and I enjoy talking to artists about it and really diving into the artist experience, man, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot for me, as far as, adding something else, right? But the thing is, and this is the big thing that I want you guys to realize, is going from 365 songs or, 30 songs a month going down to 2 to 4 is a huge change. I can definitely manage that. Going from barely any YouTube videos to maybe a YouTube video pretty frequently for you guys, just like this, where we're talking pretty frankly about a lot of things. As long as I don't have to edit this thing, as long as I don't have to worry too much about, the lighting and all this other stuff, which, I mean, could improve, later on, as long as it's not stressing me out. And that is my focus. My focus is, how can I take the stress off of my life and double down on the 20% that works, that doesn't bring me stress, but brings me joy, and give you guys more of that, so that I can live a more joyous life, so that you guys can hopefully get a lot of value, and we can all just live better lives in general. So, where does that leave me? That leads me to the end of this video, man. I hope that you guys got a lot of value out of it. Hope that this conversation was a good one, not just for me, but I hope it's a coming to Jesus moment for you, where you are inspired to maybe take a look at your own life, and maybe you are doing too much, and it's okay to step back. It's okay to look at yourself and the things that you're putting yourself through, and maybe like you don't have to, and it's still a learning experience for me. I have a lot of learning to do, but I'm trying to figure this stuff out before I turn 40, which is in 4 years. 4 years, and I'm 40 years old. I want to have this stuff figured out before then. So I'm going to use this YouTube channel as a way to figure that out. I'm going to use you guys and the conversation with you guys to try to figure that out as well. And hopefully we can all get a value out of this channel and videos like this. So If you guys like this, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more like this. And anyway, with that, I leave you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, peace out. Zilla mode.